Hotel Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, my father, my in-laws, and all of the ancestors, followers and subscribers of Shaka Sankofa, and those who are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Two things I want to get clear, that I'm very, very pissed off about. One is the motherfucking comedy skit that this slut hoe Cardi B did about the great queen ancestor Coretta Scott King. I don't know what you see funny, because you will never, ever, ever be a 100th of the woman that Queen Coretta Scott King was. Never. And see, this is the shit that I'm talking about that niggas let go. And see, on the news, they kept saying that, broadcasting that shit early this morning on the news, 5 o'clock in the morning. And they kept saying over and over, Cardi B apologizes to the King family. Cardi B apologizes to the King family. And Bernice King, you should be ashamed of your motherfucking self. You Popeyes and double biscuit ordering motherfucking spook coon. You let Cardi B, you let this motherfucking cave bitch get away with this shit. And we all know that when you talk about somebody's mother in the black community, that you fucking around with death. You are fucking with death. See, but it's okay when these motherfucking jigaboo motherfuckers do this shit. See, you house niggas let this shit ride. There's no way she was supposed to get away with that shit. And then and Bernice King is gonna say some shit like she needs to come see me and talk to me, and the apology was all I needed. Get the fuck out of here. See, Bernice King is supposed to be right now, is supposed to be in handcuffs for slapping Cardi B's motherfucking head clean off her goddamn shoulders. And then the black community is supposed to bail her out and go to court with her and stand in the courtroom, flood the goddamn courtroom in defense of a sister that's fucking with one of our iconic ancestors. You don't make no motherfucking play, no skit. What is so funny that you can make a motherfucking joke out of anything that Coretta Scott King done or went through? She had to deal with her husband, who was, his whole face was damn near shot off, who marched in Selma, Edmund Pettus Bridge, being stabbed, being hit with bricks, called all types of niggas, being threatened by the Klan day and night. And Bernice, you went through that shit as a baby. But then, y'all let these motherfuckers get away with this shit. Well, I'm telling you, Cardi B, you motherfucking slut. You industry motherfucking whore. You an industry hoe. And everybody knows that. Why do niggas keep turning their blind eye to these sluts when y'all know what they doing? Cardi B sucked and fucked her way to success. And you all know this shit. And some of you had her. And that's not including all the motherfucking old, decrepit white CEOs and these record owners and these white A&R motherfuckers you know, Jimmy IV and all these other motherfuckers that have their way with these sisters, you know, and this is what you do to make the cracker laugh, because that's all you were trying to do, was make the motherfucking white devil laugh. And see, that's that court jester shit. That's that court jester plantation after work bullshit. Playing the violin and dancing for massa and all this shit on the front porch. You motherfuckers need to be dealt with. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Today is 13 years of Hurricane Katrina, where the U.S. government, Bush and company, attempted to kill every black person, every man, woman, child, and baby in the Lower Ninth Ward in New Orleans. 13 years ago. And we let that shit go, because every time they had one of these puny ass fucking tornadoes in some other country or some island, first thing niggas do is start pulling out their checkbooks, saving these motherfucking crackers, saving these goddamn gooks, and these motherfucking spicks. But you motherfuckers didn't do nothing for Katrina. Nothing. Only a couple of them. That tax write-off bullshit. Where over 2,000 people died and there's still 2,000 unaccounted for that was snatched. Babies were being snatched on live television by FEMA. We literally watched that shit. Where the families were willing, when the helicopters was over the house. Because our people were drowned under 16 feet of goddamn water. And they wanted to save their babies, so they put their babies up. Here, devil, take the baby. And they kept going. Organ stealing was, they were just having a field day with organs in Katrina. FEMA, murdering, shooting, blaming and looting on so-called black thugs in New Orleans. That was just an excuse. That was propaganda to kill the black males in Katrina. Because once you kill the black males, that leaves the women and children and babies helpless. And that was the purpose. They don't even talk about this shit. How bodies were floating on water. How the Superdome, the electricity was off in the Superdome. And dead bodies were put in the refrigerators that weren't working. People had to write their parents and grandparents and siblings' name on a piece of paper, cover their head up with pissy sheets, and in hopes someone will come and get these casualties before the bodies begin to rot, in which a lot of bodies just decompose in those broken refrigerators. Hundreds of women were raped, and they blamed it on black young thugs. And in all actuality, it was the National Guard and the military and FEMA dressing up in street gear at night, going in the Superdome, raping those sisters. Dick Cheney, who was head of Halliburton at the time, was paid nearly $1 billion to retrieve all the silver and gold fillings out of the dead peoples, out of the casualties' mouths in Katrina. So we don't, let's not forget this shit. Let us not forget this. You talking about one of the greatest atrocities in black history, next to the transatlantic slave trade, where, in Texas and California, they spend billions spraying these crackers' houses, making sure these houses don't burn. But they did not do anything for Katrina. They had tour buses to pick whites only, right at the Marriott, right in front of black people. Blacks were not allowed on these buses. And this is what I don't understand. How can you forget about this? Where are all the people that were snatched in Katrina that have been placed in these FEMA camps and have been demelanated, deorganed, and disposed of? Have we forgotten? Have we forgotten that quick? Are we, as the black community, that motherfucking selfish and trifling, when we focus on everything except the shit, the atrocities that take place in the black community? And yet, this is why these motherfuckers get to say and do what they want to us. It has to be an input to this. But Katrina was a travesty. That was a Holocaust sponsored by HAARP, HAARP. Look it up. It's a weather modification manipulation center in Juneau, Alaska, where they can make it rain, they can make it snow anytime they want. And see what happened? It was a lot of crude oil, billions and billions of crude oil underground in the lower ninth ward of New Orleans, where all the povertized blacks live. And so the plan was to have HAARP create a tornado in New Orleans, wash every black person, wash them all in the river, and create a brand new New Orleans and take that crude oil, and these oil tycoons become multi-billionaires off the blood of our brothers and sisters and our babies. We cannot forget about this. And a lot of those people have not recovered from Katrina. Yeah. They tried to make it appear that blacks were still in TVs, flat screens, and all this bullshit. What the fuck is a nigga gonna do with a flat screen TV in 16 fucking feet of water? So that was a goddamn lie. Just propaganda to make blacks look like animals once again. But what would you do if you under 16 feet of water? Yes, you're gonna go out and loot supplies and food and survival materials, batteries, flashlights, weapons. And then they were murdering people that was attempting to leave New Orleans. FEMA was literally shooting people that were attempting to leave New Orleans. So for those who have forgotten, or for those who didn't know what I'm talking about took place, get your pen and paper and start remembering this shit, because it will happen again. Because this motherfucking country It's going to erupt into a chaotic state. You wait to the next election and the election after that. This country will be torn to fucking pieces. Because of the black community will suffer the most. Will suffer the most. Based on its greediness, based on coonery. And this is why I have no tolerance for no goddamn coons and these jigaboo motherfuckers that have access to the media, that have access to so many resources. But thinking that in the event of a travesty, that this cracker is going to spare them, you got another thing coming. You have another thing coming. That's why I have zero tolerance with you motherfucking spook ass jigaboo motherfucking house niggas. Those people in Katrina suffered. Some were able to recover, but most they weren't. You still have thousands of our men, women, children, and babies that have been unaccounted for, still missing. So, where do we begin the process of cleaning this shit up and making this motherfucking cracker pay for what he's done? Or do you niggas rather watch the goddamn football game? See, all that shit is just a distraction. While they bring the black community a fucking move, you niggas are worrying about who's playing for what team, how much motherfucking beer, how many beers you gonna suck down, how much motherfucking loud you gonna smoke, how much dope you gonna shoot, and how much crack you gonna fucking smoke, how many mollies you gonna fucking eat while you watch entertainment. While you watch entertainment, because we love to be entertained. But we don't like to put in no motherfucking work for our fear of white supremacy. Global white imperialism. Blacks are terrified of that. You saw another glimpse of it today with Bernice King, who has no respect. None of the King children, they're so motherfucking greedy. If you want to know the truth, they was trying to sell their father's Bible, and they have been well off. But their living expenses, because they want to be on top of the world, and they are fucking greedy. They have sold a lot of their fathers sentimental gifts and materials. And see, so that's why Bernice, they really didn't give a fuck, you know, what Cardi B said about her mother. But in the black community, if you were still in the hood and somebody said something about your mother, you will fight till the last drop of blood is shed. Man, y'all motherfuckers kill me, man. You motherfuckers kill me, man. And I despise these bootlicking motherfuckers with a passion. You motherfuckers make me sick to my goddamn stomach. I'm gonna be talking about a couple other things. When I come back, I'm gonna be talking about Aretha Franklin. And also, today is Michael Jackson's birthday, so we wanna get down to the meat potatoes, talk about the murder of Michael Jackson. You know, I've done several lectures around the country on the murder of Michael Jackson. Who was responsible? See, they don't mind dedicating a day to you and celebrating you because you're dead. You're not here no more. You're no longer a threat to global white imperialism. So they don't mind dedicating and playing your music. But when he was alive, they wanted his head on the plate because of the Beatles catalog, which I do have a copy of it in my possession. And I can show you how to get a copy. See, the Beatles catalog is just not no Beatles songs. It's about 800 or 900 different artists in the Beatles catalog. And see, Mike owned half of the Beatles catalog. And I'll just tell you, name a few of the people who are in the Beatles catalog that Michael Jackson owned their music. DMX, Usher, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, and hundreds, plenty of more artists. Because see, Paul McCartney, you know, what he wanted to do was buy the Beatles catalog back from Mike. But he shouldn't have sold it. And so when Mike and Paul was doing those videos and making those songs together, they abruptly stopped because Paul asked Mike to buy the Beatles catalog, and Mike responded, "Motherfucker, if you had the Jackson 5 catalog, would you sell it back to me?" And Mike said, "Case closed." And that's when they severed ties with one another. So, but Tommy Mottola, who was head of Sony, was after Mike. He's responsible. Him and his goons, they sent them in there to beat Mike up that night. And I have the autopsy photos to show you. Mike didn't die of just no overdose of propofol. He died. He was beaten to death. And the sheriff in that city where Michael Jackson lived, in that town, hid the bloody shirt for 4 months until it died down in the media. And then what did they do? They give him a job at the CIA in Langley, Virginia, for keeping his mouth shut about the bloody shirt. See, they're not going to tell you these things. You see it all the time when they beat somebody half to death and then they inject something, put something in them. So it's not hard to figure that shit out. And when he called Tommy Mottola a devil, when he began to wake up, because faggot ass Little Richard, Michael Jackson, well, Little Richard's shit was in the Sony catalog. So what Mike did was gave Little Richard his music back. So this faggot makes about $6 million a year off his music. And that's not including when these crackers use, like they always do, use our music for commercials and shit like that. You know, put some flavor in their goddamn ass. And so, and the catalog was worth almost $3 billion. But see, the Jacksons are some greedy motherfucking fags too. Randy, drug addict Randy. See, a lot of them were into a lot of shit. You know, Jackie is a fucking fruit bowl. You know, there's a real mixed up family, but they are greedy. And Mike fed them because when the Jacksons fell off in the late 70s, Mike was still paying his brothers, taking care of his brothers' living expenses, paying the rent for them. You know, making sure they had money in their pockets. But they were greedy. And so they allowed Mike to be sacrificed. And so when the Beatles catalog was sold, Catherine, 275 million, where she probably gave a large portion to the Jehovah's Witness. Now they live happily ever after without Mike. Making these lies up that he was broke and all this bullshit. Trying to convince the public that he didn't have anything so they could take what he really had. So nobody would think that he had anything when they did take it. See, crackers the devil is a devious motherfucker. He's a nasty, devious motherfucker. This Ice Ape, this snow monkey is vicious. And another thing that disturbed me was in DC, they have a organization called Smile Incorporated. And it's for 10, 11, 12, and 13-year-olds and up who supposedly be gay. And what they do is they protect them and enhance their motherfucking gayness. Now the problem I got with that, just say if a child has been violated and molested, and then as they get older they struggle with their sexuality. Instead of people coming to his aid saying, you're not a punk, you just been violated, you knew no better, someone took advantage of you. You are not a woman. And help him retain his manhood. These organizations tell him that it's okay because you're 11 years old and you got this feeling. So it's okay for you to suck a motherfucker's dick, another little boy's dick. And then if anybody say anything, we're going to charge them with bullying and all this type of shit. And these are niggas that run this goddamn organization. And see, this is what I'm talking about. They get this grant money and they promise the cracker they're going to turn out many of our boys as possible. I mean, something has to be done. And it's called Smile Inc. I'm going to be getting back with you all, talking about Mike and Aretha shortly. But I just wanted to share that, of how they are effeminizing our babies, our young boys that have been violated. Now, you don't do anything. Instead of going look for the motherfucker who violated you, hunt him down, put him in the penitentiary forever, because this boy is scarred. And then work with the boy, help him embrace who he is, who he really is. You motherfuckers tell him that it's okay. It's okay to be a woman. It's okay to bend over and let another boy put his penis in your motherfucking butt. Sick motherfucking shit like that. And it's not on the children. It's not on the children. It's these sick motherfucking nigger adults. These nigger adults that are doing anything for a goddamn dollar. Even if it means turning their own motherfucking people out. Once again, I'm gonna be getting back with y'all discussing Michael Jackson and Aretha Franklin. And as always, Hotep Black Power.